Hello, everybody.
Uh-huh.
My name is Walter Cotton, and for the better part of the past 4 months, I have been sounding an alarm about an event that's taking place over on the continent of Africa that doesn't appear to be receiving a tremendous amount of publication in the Western media. That event is connected to the decision that the African Union has made to create a free trade zone out of the entire continent of Africa for the first time since it was colonized back in the early 60s, ostensibly creating a $3.4 trillion economy. But it's not the economic outcome that I'm pointing your attention to. It is the outcome and the actions of the leaders in Africa, the leaders over on the continent that I want to point your attention to. And I want to start by utilizing this video. In the words of the president of Ghana, you will hear what I'm attempting to point your attention to. Without further ado, His Majesty, the president of Ghana.
What did you want people? What did you want and what do you want them to get out of this experience of returning to Ghana, many of them for the first time?
I think really something quite simple. A recognition that really we are all the same. We are from one family. We are now divided by the ocean, the Atlantic, and of course by the history, very tragic history, but that essentially we are still one family. And I'm hoping that this whole year of return thing would allow people to see that and therefore give us an opportunity to really solidify the relations between us on both sides of the Atlantic and see ourselves as part and parcel of one African family. I think it's important for us. It's important for our sense of self-worth. It's important for our sense of identity. And certainly it is important for any effort that we're making to empower ourselves in the world.
Every time I hear that, I get more and more excited because for the first time in my lifetime, I'm hearing leadership from the continent say the words that most people, most individuals that are a part of the diaspora have been longing for. And that is my son, my daughter, come on home. You have a home. Africa is not just a place you visit as a tourist. Africa is a place that you can call home.
What do you hope comes out of this in terms of a better or different relationship with African Americans, especially when it comes to commerce, when it comes to investment, when it comes to partnership?
I think once the acknowledgement, the recognition, the awareness that we're part and parcel of the same family. On that, you can build everything else. You can build cultural exchanges, commercial exchanges, investment cooperation. Whole edifice can be founded once that fundamental base is recognized. We are part and parcel of the same family. Then on it, you can build all the relations that suggest themselves. And that, of course, is building economic relations. At the end of the day, people are identified by the level of prosperity, the level of development that they've attained. And I think that together, if we forge this relationship, we can assist ourselves and reinforce ourselves to be able to lift ourselves up. And I think it has the possibility of taking us to a new space and therefore a new recognition by the world of who we are as a race, as a people.
So, what I was motivated to do, I was motivated to be the change that I'm seeking. And in order for us to be meaningful and make a meaningful contribution to the rising tide that's occurring over on the continent, we've got to get our feces amalgamated. We've got to get our economic feces amalgamated and put ourselves in a position to be to the African continent what the Chinese diaspora was to China when China was rising. And that is a contributing. And enhancing group of assets. So how are we going to do that? Well, one of the things that we have to do is we have to practice group economics in order to build the bridge from where we are to where we want to be. And fortunately, I've gone through the process of making the investment necessary to create an environment that allows us to do just that. And without further ado, I'm going to take you over to that environment, show you what that environment looks like. Let's go ahead and share this so that we can get to the environment. And here it is right now. This is, for lack of a better way of describing it, our group economics practice environment. It's an environment that's just like LinkedIn. The only difference is I've made it for people that wear my social uniform. And within this environment, right, we've got a group of members that were early adopters, right? This group that you see on the screen right here are currently practicing group economics against a goal that I have set for our community to produce $20 billion worth of wealth transfer into the hands of him and her that wear my social uniform. So we've got a group of early adapters that are already out there, right? Steel sharpening steel, creating the best practices so that you all can take advantage of their key learnings. I've got about another 50 people, as you can see out here already waiting in the queue to become a member. And I'm encouraging you, everyone that's within the sound of my voice, that wears my social uniform, to surf on out to mympu.org and learn exactly what we're doing to connect people of color to a more than $300 billion wealth transfer that we are going to be able to use to create the foundation assets that will allow us to create meaningful enterprises that we can connect to the needs that our distant relatives have over on the continent. Folks, at the end of the day, I see this as a tipping point. I see this as a momentum generating season for people who wear my social uniform. And I'm reaching out to my counterparts in the diaspora. And I'm saying that at a minimum, we have to learn how to employ that African adage that says, to go fast, you can go alone, but to go far, you've got to go in a group. And where we're trying to go from an economic place is back to the days of old, when Africa was a queen of this globe. She was a shining nation on a hill with all of the resources. So we're trying to take this continent of ours back to her former state of glory. And I'm encouraging you to become a part of the solution, because in 2020, if you not, or if you are not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. We're looking for our economic warriors to join us in this mission to put up to 5 generations of your family and my family in a position to never have to worry about funding again. So I'm going to encourage those of you who have ears to hear and eyes to see to surf out to the MPU network. That's www.mympu.org. Become a member and become a part of the solution to the problem that you're facing. This is Walter Cotton ending this video the way I end all of my trainings and podcasts, saying until next time, I'm out.
Ghana been so far?
Oh my God, it's been the most amazing 24 hours because I've only been here for a day, but so far everything has been amazing. The people have been so welcoming. I did a little tour this morning and I went to the mausoleum where the first president is entombed, yes. And now we're here at the wonderful Versace store at the Galleria, yes.
So is this your first time in Ghana?
It is my first time enjoying Ghana. I've been to Africa, you know, I manage music artists, so we toured the world, and we did come in, but it was in and out, and I didn't really have a chance to soak up the culture and enjoy myself like I'm able to do this trip.
So you're saying that you're really enjoying yourself. So with all this, are you going to come back more and more?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, I have big plans for doing so much more in Africa, and so this is just the beginning. This is the way I wanted to start my year because this is my big plan for 2020. But yes, we have a lot of plans that we'd love to see happen. So we really want to enjoy the music and the culture, the food. I need to get to the food. Yes, I love the food at the hotel, but I'm ready to eat some real local food. And, you know, we're going to do more sightseeing. We have a whole week of events that are planned ahead of us.
So we're saying this is a year of return. People should visit Ghana. So now that you've enjoyed our space and our food as you're talking about, what would your advice be to people? Should they come to Ghana? Should they come check out these beautiful African countries?
I have been saying it is time for us to come home. There is so much happening around the world, especially in the United States, that the feeling that you get from the minute that I crossed immigration and the immigration officer said, "Welcome home." I felt it. It gave me goosebumps. I did my testing with African ancestry, which actually tells you where you are from, not just that you are African, but specifically that I'm Cameroonian of the Takar people. And there has been something that has been stirred inside me that I encourage everyone to not only do their ancestry, find out where they're from, but get on the ground. There is nothing like this feeling of being.
The whole year of return, we've seen a lot of people coming to visit Ghana. So in your view, you think it's going to benefit Ghana? It's a good thing for us?
Yeah, I love that the spotlight is on Ghana, and it's not just the spotlight being on Ghana, but people actually coming to Ghana and seeing Ghana for themselves and seeing the beauty that it is, the richness that it is, and what it can offer to the world. So, I'm excited because the caliber of people that are coming down, you know, who want to invest in our creative arts industry and things like that, like Mona Scott, loving hip hop. It's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I strongly believe that it has been beneficial to Ghana and to Africa at large.
With regards to the reputation that Ghana is building, yes, it's been beneficial. I mean, a lot of international stars and platforms are focused on Ghana for this festive season, and it's good because we're showing our good sides, our creative arts, culture, and all that. So, yeah, I'd say it's a win.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been very helpful. I mean, for my shop, Bidajal at Osu, and we also do pop-up at Labadi Beach every Sunday, and Lundi, who is the person behind this here at Kempinski. Yeah, he's been helping. We have a lot of traffic. The traffic has increased in terms of, I mean, I have people buying things that are made in Ghana, things that I brought abroad. Generally, overall, it's good.
So is this like your first time in Ghana?
Oh my gosh, this is my first time in Ghana, but it's crazy because I feel like I'm at home.
Really?
Yes, I've heard so many times, welcome home, and this is probably like my 5th, 6th time hearing it today, and I'm like, this is home. I feel like I belong here.
Yeah. So what will you tell the rest of the people, because it's the year of return and we're encouraging more people to visit Ghana.
Yeah.
So based on your experience, which you say you feel at home, what would your advice be to those who are yet to visit Ghana?
Let me tell you something. The culture is amazing. The people are beautiful. Oh, let me tell you one thing about my fellow Ghana people, okay? They wake up, they stay fly. They don't have to get fly. They are already fly. They are so fabulous. They wake up, they look amazing. The hair's done, the makeup is done. I'm like, y'all just wake up like this? This is originally must be where Beyonce's from, because she wake up like this, and so do my people here. It is an amazing country. I'm having so much fun. We went to a party last night at the Labadi Hotel. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Labadi Hotel. And when I say popping, it was amazing. It felt like I was at Howard University on campus my freshman year. It has been amazing. The food has been good. The people have been so welcoming. I can't wait to come back and bring my whole family.
So are we going to see you in any public events? There are a lot of events going on. So are you attending maybe Afrochella, Afro Nation? Like, is there any plans for that?
Yes, so I'm going to Afrochella today, and I'm hoping that I can make it to Afro Nation as well. But absolutely Afrochella today. My bus is leaving at 4:30. I got my outfit all laid out. I'm ready. Right now, I was at the pool, and I stopped by really quickly to the Versace meet and greet with Mona Scott Young. I'm getting ready to go back to the pool. And I'm going to freshen up, change up, and then I'll see you guys at Afrochella.
Do enjoy your stay.
Thank you so much. I love it. See you later.
Akufo-Addo launched the Year of Return in Washington, D.C. in 2018 to commemorate 400 years of slavery. The goal was to bring together tourists, particularly African Americans from the diaspora, to Ghana. This year alone, lots of tourists have been to Ghana. Notable among them is American rapper Cardi B, actor Michael J. White, Ghanaian-born American actor Boris Kodjoe, and quite recently, Rick Ross. At the Cape Coast Castle in the Central Region, which is one of the most famous tourist destinations in Ghana, returnees continued to visit the place to reunite with their ancestors. Some African-American tourists who have come to visit Ghana as part of the Year of Return spoke to City News.
Year of the return is very, very educational. Being here at the castle, just looking at the history, just knowing our ancestry. Actually, I just did ancestry.com for myself, and I see 7% from Ghana. 26% from Nigeria, so it's very interesting. So to know that my ancestors and myself, I'm from this country, and to know how it actually evolved is great. It's great to know that, and I'll definitely be back to Ghana.
We don't know our names, we don't know our culture, so there's always this struggle to identify who we are, and being here has given me a sense of home, the resiliency. I think what we see as where our history starts in America is extremely different from the history that we've learned of how we got to America.
I am emotionally drained, like just touching the stones, at the cave walls, to feel that, right? To know that this was the energy exchange of my ancestors that was stuck in this place without knowing what was going on. And here it is, we may be great, like 5 generations in to return and to see this. I am emotionally drained.
I took videos of that cave castle, and I talked about it, and that's what I'm going to teach them. Okay? Every one of their grands and great-grands. And I got great-great-grands coming along, right? Husbands and sons, because I got sons that's got trays, and I'm going to let them know this is what you could do.
And I love the culture. I love the kinke and the fish and the fufu and the jollof rice. And so my friends were Hausa. So when I came here, I told them I changed my name to Nana Hawa Kim Waziri Mohammed. So now my mom exposed me to Yoruba, Tree, Ga, Igbo. She was well-rounded. So this is my first time in Africa. I feel very grateful to be here. I feel grateful. I always wanted to come, and my girlfriend told me about coming. And so I cried at home. I hadn't even gotten here yet.
It was terrible, how we was treated. I always heard about it, but to actually see it and be there and know how we was treated, it's just saddening. Like, how could people be so unhumane to other people like that?
Man, it's been a real spiritual experience for us. We've, initially came out here just to have a good time with other black folks who were traveling around the world to come back home. But coming to a place like this and understanding that this is where the origin of our history started has been really emotional for us. So we're just excited to be here, man. I think we're all going to go back with a sort of renewed spirit to be excellent. And just to know that we came from something so great and so strong and so powerful, I think just being on the continent and congregating in one space as a people, as black people, and being proud, it definitely gives us motivation to go back home and be great.
So far, everything has been really amazing. It's good to be back home. When the president of Ghana said for everyone to come back home, I wanted to get our group together and come and, see what home is.
This has been really overwhelming. This is not my first time at a slave trade place like this, but the year of return, I feel like being invited back and being welcomed back, rather, to where we come from, to get the real history, so I can go back and get that history to some of my brothers and sisters in the States. So I think that'll be very beneficial to all of us as black people.
Not really.
Serious matters going on right now in the world. Supreme Truth Quartet.